music playlist might be the most underestimated mental and emotional health tool in your life. And most people have no idea whether their playlist is healing them or slowly making things worse. Today, that changes. Here's what we're covering today. 3 things the research actually shows about how music affects your mood, your thinking, and your mental health. And more importantly, how to use that information to build a playlist that works for you instead of against you. Number 1, the first thing is that tempo, rhythm, and instrumentation are changing your nervous system every single time you listen. I want you to understand something that your body already knows, but your brain has never been told. Music changes your arousal level, not metaphorically, physiologically. Your heart rate, your breathing, your cortisol levels, your nervous system's baseline. Whether it's in a calm, regulated state or a mobilized threat response state, music moves all of that. Here's how it works. Slower tempo, predictable structure, lower intensity, and softer instrumentation, these signal safety in your nervous system. They say, you can exhale, nothing is chasing you, you're okay. Now flip that. Fast tempo, driving, unpredictable rhythm, loud and intense instrumentation. Your nervous system hears that and it mobilizes. It says, get ready, something's happening, move. Again, it's not metaphorical, it's measurable. Your stress hormones shift, the heart rate responds, your body prepares. A stress meta-analysis shows meaningful effects on both psychological and physiological outcomes. This is where vibes become real biology. Now, I want to talk a bit about a slight shift in how you choose the music you listen to. Most people choose music based solely on preference. They choose what they like. And that's not bad. Preference matters a lot. We'll come back to that later. But the strongest practical finding from the research is not about genre. It's not classical is good for you, hip hop is bad, worship music is better than jazz. The finding is this: match the music to the job. What is the psychological job you need the music to do right now? Do you need it to calm down? Choose slower, predictable, lower intensity. Do you need energy? Choose faster, driving rhythm, high activation. Do you need to grieve? Choose music that creates space, music that doesn't rush you. Do you need focus? Choose music without competing lyrics. Instrumental, consistent, non-distracting. Do you need courage to do something hard? Do something that lifts, something that makes your body feel capable. In the Bible, David played his harp for King Saul when Saul was tormented. When the darkness had settled on him, the scripture says, and Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him. 3,000 years before neuroscience, someone knew that the right sound at the right moment changes what is happening inside a person. We just now have the research to explain why. Don't choose music by preference alone. Choose it by the state you need to create. Now, what about the words? Because this part is where most people are making the biggest mistake. Quick pause here, because this next section is about lyrics, and I want you to listen to the right ones. I put together a 90-minute playlist called the Ultimate Growth and Healing Playlist. Original therapeutic pop songs specifically chosen to rewire your mindset. It's linked in the description. Check it out after the video and save it. Put it on while you work or whatever else. Number 2 is your lyrics are programming your mind. The question is, with what? Let me start by saying something that might surprise you. Sad music is not bad for you. I would even say angry music is not bad for you. That's a myth. Sad music can actually help you feel understood. It can help you process grief. It can open a door to an emotion you've been afraid to walk through. Have you ever been in the middle of a hard season in your life and a song comes on and it's like the artist reached right into your chest and named exactly what was there? That is integration. Your inner world finding language, and integration is healing. Lyrics guide your attention. They can even shape identity. They direct meaning making, which means the wrong lyrics on repeat over time can wire you toward patterns of thinking that make your mental health worse. Research on what clinicians call maladaptive music use links certain listening patterns to rumination, especially in people who are already prone to depression. So, what's the difference? Movement. Number three is that music makes messages unforgettable, good ones and bad ones. Here's something I want you to test right now in your mind. Start the alphabet. Most of you didn't recite it, you sang it because that's how you learned it, not as information, as a song. And you'll never forget it as long as you live. That's not coincidence, that's neuroscience. Research on musical mnemonics, that's the use of music to aid memory, shows that when you attach a message to rhythm, repetition, emotion, and melody, you remember that message dramatically better than if you heard it spoken. The effect is strongest when the message is simple, emotionally striking, and rhythmically structured. This is why the church has always sung, not just as worship, as a way of encoding truth in the body so it doesn't disappear when life gets hard. Teach with song, because what you sing, you carry. But here's the part that should alarm you: this works in both directions. Music doesn't only make true things stick, it makes false things stick too. It makes toxic things stick. It makes hopeless things stick. It makes hateful things stick. A catchy song with a destructive message is still a destructive message, just one you will never stop humming. The research is clear here. The evidence is stronger for music improving memory than for producing understanding. What that means practically is this: music can install a belief in you faster than reasoning can, but it doesn't teach you why that belief is true. It just makes you feel it deeply and remember it forever. So the question every single time you press play is not just, do I like this? Is what this is saying actually true or helpful? Is this something I want living rent free in my head? Is this the story I want my brain rehearsing about who I am or what the world is or what I'm capable of? You don't just listen to music, you absorb it. So let it carry something worth carrying. And don't just ask, does it sound good? Ask, is what it's saying actually true and worth remembering? And lastly, I just want to share with you that music is a therapeutic amplifier, but it's not a standalone cure. The evidence on this topic is really good. Music actually works to promote better mental and emotional well being. We now have strong meta analyses, which are studies that pool together dozens of other studies. And what they consistently show is that music based interventions can meaningfully reduce stress, anxiety, and depressive symptoms. Not just a little, in really meaningful ways. The research shows measurable improvements in helping people feel better, function better, and live better. Especially, and this is important, when music was added on top of other tools and treatments, meaning alongside therapy, alongside medication, alongside all of the other things that people are doing to take care of themselves. The same research that shows music helps also shows that music alone does not replace therapy. It doesn't replace medication for people who need it. It doesn't replace relationships. It doesn't replace sleep or exercise or skills building or the hard work of growth. I've had clients in therapy sitting across from me in real pain who told me music was their therapy. I understood what they meant. Music had gotten them through things, it had held them when nothing else could or would. But they were also stuck because they had used music just to distract or commiserate or indulge and justify thoughts and feelings they knew were not helpful, because music is an amplifier. It makes everything around it deeper and bigger. But if there's nothing around it, no community, no self reflection, no skills, no support, then you're just amplifying the void. It can be a wonderful companion on the journey toward healing, but it can't be the destination itself or just a distraction. Use music as a state shifter and a therapy amplifier, not as your only coping strategy. So, chances are you've been using music your entire life. What I'm suggesting to you today is not to stop. I'm suggesting you start using it on purpose. Use rhythm and tempo to regulate your body. Use lyrics to guide meaning. Use melody to anchor what you're learning. Use personal preference to keep your heart engaged with the music. The healthiest playlist is not the happiest one. It's the one that moves you forward from dysregulation toward integration, from isolation to connection, from despair toward the question that keeps you engaged in your story. That's the playlist worth building. I put together a free printable guide that walks you through all of these things that we've talked about today. It includes a playlist audit tool and reflection questions so you can actually do this and not just know it. The link is in the description. And one more thing before you go, everything we just talked about, using music intentionally, matching it to the job, letting it move you forward, I built a playlist that actually does that. It's called the Ultimate Growth and Healing Playlist. 90 minutes of original therapeutic pop songs written to rewire how you think and feel about yourself and your life. It's linked in the description and queued up at the end of this video. Don't just know this stuff. Let it fill up your life. And if this has helped you, share it with one person, because the people we love deserve to know what they're listening to is either working for them or against them. See you next week.